Morning guys, how you going? It's been a big week. It's been a really big week. So there's been lots of stuff going on, and next week's massive as well. Really busy, which is good. I don't think I can squeeze in any more bookings for next week, which is always awesome when you're in that situation. That's really cool. It's been a strange week, and I'll explain a little bit about that. For those of you that have been watching this vlog for a long time, understand that I had a bit of a health struggle a few years back, and I had a bit of throat cancer. So anyway, long story short, I'm not going to go into all those details, but yeah, it was a tough time for myself and my family, and I was reasonably newly married at that particular point in time, and I was living in Japan, but moved back here obviously to deal with all that stuff. Didn't have any kids at that stage, which was good. So a little bit more carefree. But anyway, when you get diagnosed with a potentially life-threatening illness, you spend a lot of hours contemplating life and everything that it brings and all that kind of stuff, particularly when you have to start possibly contemplating your own demise. So, you know, interesting situation. That was a number of years ago. Moved past that, and I'm here today, healthy and all that sort of stuff. But the reason this last week was strange was because, and again, if you've been watching this vlog for a while, you may have noticed my voice is getting husky, and I'm not really trying to do my best Steven Tyler impersonation or even my best Darren Lockyer impersonation. Jimmy Barnes could probably get a mention in there as well. But I went to the doctor, who obviously immediately gave me a referral to my throat cancer specialist. Shout out to Jim. G'day, Jim. I know he said he's watched them occasionally, but probably doesn't watch it all the time, but he's a legend. Thanks, Jim. So had to get in there to see him. So thankfully, I've been stressed. Obviously, when you've got anything wrong with your throat after you've had throat cancer, you immediately think the worst. So the last week has been a bit stressful, to say the least. Not a lot of sleep, as you can probably see by the eyes. Worrying about what this might be and what's going on. Anyway, rest assured, Jim assures me it's not cancer, which is very cool. What I've got is something similar to what a lot of singers get. Actually, it's a little tiny lump on my vocal cord. So your vocal cords are like this, and when you make a sound, they close together. Now I've got a little lump that's hemorrhaged on my vocal cord. It's what they call a nodule, so that prevents my vocal cords from closing together properly. So basically, I get a husky voice. Now, it actually comes from a few things. Again, because of my sickness and my throat cancer, I have reduced my treatment, which was radiation. I have a reduced amount of saliva. So I'm not swallowing as much saliva as most people now. I used to chew chewing gum all day, every day. And you probably, again, if you've watched the vlogs, you would have seen me chewing gum. I do that to generate saliva in my mouth. So I stopped chewing gum as much because I read all the disgusting things they put in chewing gum. Now, if there's any chewing gum manufacturers out there that want to dispute that, well then, love to hear from you. If there's any chewing gum manufacturers out there that do have a healthy chewing gum, or anybody can recommend any companies that do have a healthy chewing gum, hey, listen, I'm your guy, because I need to chew gum to get saliva going. Anyway, so basically, I've stopped chewing gum, and hence my vocal cords are not as moist as what they should be. Vocal cords need moisture to work properly, so hence why we have saliva. So I've got this little nodule that's hemorrhaged, so I've got to look after my voice. I've got to consult a speech therapist, which will be interesting because they can teach you how to speak at the same time as looking after your voice. So that's going to be interesting. I've got to drink more fluids, which is never a bad thing. Lots of water, which is cool. I may contemplate looking for, as I said, a healthy brand of chewing gum, if there is one out there, and see what happens. But again, interesting week. I've had the tick, which is very cool. Having a camera up your nose and down your throat is never ever a pleasant experience, but when you can walk out of there and go, mate, listen, your throat cancer hasn't come back, you're still healthy and all that, so that's always a good thing. So that's pretty much it for this week. Had some really awesome people in the studio this week. I'm still on the black background. I had a lady here yesterday who had some glamour sort of shots taken, so we're using the black background. They looked awesome. I think she'll really love them. So she was very cool. I shot for Better Bodies, Karina at Better Bodies, and all her girls. They had the end of an 8-week challenge. So at the end of the 8-week challenge, they all got together in their fitness gear, in their bikinis, and did a photo shoot with me, which was very, very cool. Some of the girls had lost a fair bit of weight. Some of the girls were just toning up and getting fit, but awesome girls. So that was a good day. Had some other headshot sessions during the week, which was cool. Next week, got all sorts of headshots going on, which would be excellent. So we'll come back. I'm going to talk about equipment in probably my next vlog. So it might be one for the photographers. So we'll have a crack at that. Just about the equipment, I'm not a real gear head, but I think it's worth dealing with it. I'm also going to talk about websites in my portfolio and why I have so many images in my portfolio. That's about it. So keep watching, keep sharing. See you next time.